Hello guys, welcome to the channel. We will be talking today about the Hummer H2 and one very common and recurring problem that H2 owners seem to have. Oopsie, I guess now I have a check engine light. I have to figure out what that is. Back it out of here. That should suffice. So, one very common issue that people have had or people tend to have with the Hummer, especially the H2, concerns the transmission. So just as a reminder, the Hummer H2 had three different types of transmission during its production run. The first type of transmission was oops, look at that. So the first type of transmission, which was with the initial production from 2002 to 2004, was the 4L60E transmission. So the 4 meaning it was a 4-speed transmission. L for longitudinal, and it was the model, the code was 60E, and that was a 4-speed transmission. And later on, that was mated, of course, to the 6.0 liter engine, which was found in the initial run of the H2, which is just like the one I have right here, first generation Hummer. Then after that, you had the 4L65, which is also a 4-speed transmission. And finally, you had the 6L80 transmission, which was from 2008 and 2009. So the first type of transmission was from 2002 to 2004. And then you had 2005 to 2007, and then finally 2008, 2009 with the 6L80 transmission, which was actually a 6-speed transmission. So many people, when they have transmission failures, they always recommend that they upgrade to the more powerful and robust 6L80 transmission. The initial transmissions were not beefy enough to handle the weight of the Roxor on daily, if you do daily driving. But for me, if you look hard, you would find a few people who have had their Roxor, their Hummer H2s, and they lasted more than 200,000 miles with the initial transmission, that is the 4L60E. And I think one of the reasons, a lot of it has to do with how you drive your Hummer. It's a very, very heavy vehicle comparatively. You can't compare it to like a Nissan Sentra, a Toyota Corolla, or any of those very light vehicles out there. So to get all of this mass to start moving, you can't just be hot rodding the vehicle. You need to take time, accelerate slowly and progressively, and allow the vehicle to pick up speed. That way you're not stressing the transmission too much. The other issue is that it has a lot to do with the driving style and upkeep of the vehicle. In most cases, you would realize people who have the Hummer H2 park the vehicle and use it mostly like on weekend excursions, weekends when they're going to visit, and somehow the upkeep slips between the cracks, and so the vehicles don't get as much maintenance as you would normally expect of a vehicle that is a daily driver. So that might be another factor. In case you just purchased a new to you Hummer, that's one of the things you want to check out. How has the Hummer been maintained? Do you have any records? If not, just go around and as preventative maintenance, change all the fluids, brake fluid, clutch, brake fluid, transmission fluid, coolant, engine oil, all of that, the good stuff. Change all of those. And also the brake lines on the H2 are very prone to rusting, and they could rust out, and you could lose braking on certain parts of the vehicle, maybe a couple of wheels. So be very careful when you just purchase a Hummer. The initial transmission's mode of failure would be mostly harsh shifting between 1 and 2, and then difficulty shifting where it would only want to stay in gear. The later transmissions, the 6L80s, those are known to be prone to overheating. So if you get one of those, you might want to check and see if you can get a bigger transmission cooler for your Hummer, and that would be like the very last generation, 2008, 2009, which is coincidentally also considered some of the best years to acquire the Hummer. Anyways, that's what I had to share with you guys today. The 3 different transmissions that were put on the Hummer, and the different modes of failure, and how you could remedy these. Easiest way, like I said, go gentle when you're accelerating, and also if you have the 6L80, check out your transmission oil cooler and see if it needs to be changed, and you get a bigger one, which might be more effective. Thanks for joining me in watching this video. If you have a Hummer H2 and you have some tips that you might want to share, we are more than welcome to check out your comments that you might drop in the comment section below. Otherwise, happy Hummering, and I'll catch you guys on the next video. Let's jump in. All right. Nice. And the output from the Hummer engine is very high, so it makes you want to step on the gas really hard, but just remember, guys, take it easy, be gentle, and treat your Hummer right, and it will last for many years and give you lots of service and happiness. Thanks for watching.